Hey, I am fortunate enough to live in a larger city where I can see so many types of people from different cultures, backgrounds, and social norms and behavior and the ways of thinking is like so complex when compared to, let's say, a small village or town. You have only very similar people. Let's say you live in a white people town, all go to the same church, all are programmed to think in very similar ways. There are not big of a variances between the community members, but here you like I go around and I see white, brown, Asians, then rich, poor, I don't know, different political views and colors, like mind colors, and people with mask, people with no mask, with pro-vaccine, against vaccine, pro-government, against government. It's like so many different variables in people's minds. Like people have different switches. Like in my work, I use let's say device settings. The old days it used to be switches, like micro switches. Oh, I know this guy. What the heck? How come he moved here? This guy with no legs and no arms. He moved here. This little guy. Okay, that's weird. I thought I will never see this guy again. He used to live somewhere else, and I had a sort of a wish. I wanted to say something nice. I wanted to say something nice to this guy. And yesterday I thought of him. That's a fucking weird virtual reality here. I thought of him. I went to the last place I met him, to a value village place, like a second-hand store, where I met him the last time, and I said something nice after someone hurt his feelings, saying that he looks like after the First World War or something, like amputee and stuff. There was a very mean woman in the store, just minutes before I met him, and he was sad, and he was with someone. He was with someone who was helping him to do the shopping, driving and stuff. A very nice and big heart person, the person who was assisting him. And when I saw him, I thought, oh, how come he is here? Like he usually walk down the street somewhere else, like 20 kilometers away or something, and how come he's here? And I said something nice from the heart, and he was very thankful. And the woman who was assisting him was also very thankful, because she said, you know, he just got some bullying comment from someone else. I said, yeah, you know what, that woman is not happy with who she is, and she is limited on the human knowledge. And yeah, so they appreciated my comment. It was kind of, I gave them an idea that there are good people out there. I'm not saying, you know, I'm a good person. I'm saying I helped them to get a bit of shining light. When people have no hope, it really counts. It really matters to them to give them hope. And now I'm not here to brag about and take videos of myself giving hugs to someone. No, it's not that. I'm trying to inspire you to help someone have a better day. And before I saw this guy, I didn't know I'm going to see this guy, but was like, what? I was trying to record something, and now this guy shows up in my field of view, in my camera view. So last night, and I'm talking about opportunities that are allowing you to help someone, to change and make them a better day. But you will have a better day. When you help someone, you will have a better day. It happens to me, so it's kind of a selfish thought. I'm helping someone because I know it helps me. And I don't do that to help myself, but it's a byproduct. If I'm happy helping someone, and at some point I'm getting some help and I'm getting a better life, why not? Why not helping build a better world a little bit? So last night I walked down the street. Actually, it was a bit of a downhill. No, I drove. Sorry. I drove down the road, and I see a skinny, tall guy walking slow and doing like that. Who would do that? Like, who would walk on the street, on the sidewalk, doing like that? Unless the person, he really has a headache, like a nasty headache, and the person, or the person has a torment, like a tormented mind, and the instinct, the natural instinct of people is to like do something. Oh, the fucking head is like hurting me. So that's the natural instinct of people. Like, what's hurting? It's like my arm is hurting, or my elbow or something is hurting. So you naturally put your hand where it hurts. So in this guy's case, it was hurting the mind. So it's not like, oh, I am having a fucking headache, like, because when you have a headache, you put your hand where it hurts. It doesn't hurt all the place, but it hurts right here. So it's like, why, like a fuck, it's hurting. You know, I'm hurting here. So usually a headache is kind of localized, or you have like a frontal lobe headache, something like, oh fuck, and you hold it. But when someone is doing like that, like the whole thing is, and it's not physically hurting. It's like it's a torment. It's a kind of a thought that is fucking you up. And this guy, the little guy, or the guy with no legs, probably has his own pain and suffering. I don't know, but I never saw him like, my life sucks. I never saw him like that. He goes through stuff, of course, especially when you think how people treat you, how people are bullying, how your life is so limited, how you cannot perform like someone else, like your life is. I was supposed to go, oh, next door. So I got into a wrong place. I got into a hotel instead of turning into a car parts store. Oh fuck, I'm screwed. Why I did that? I met a guy who was so stressed. And I met him before, and I gave him some sort of ideas how to distress himself, like how to deal with nasty coworkers, people who are trying to cut corners and stuff. And he was thankful then, he was thankful today, but he didn't change, because today he was even more stressed out, and he lost a tooth. He lost a tooth, which is like, it cost him $2,000 to put another one in. Even he has healthcare coverage, right? So people are not always happy, and not all people are happy. And now I'm getting a headache. That's a headache. Why? Because something. Okay, I walked down the stairs. Anyway, so talking about stuff. I need to turn around. I need to turn around and find my way to the car parts store. Okay, so I need to pull here on the side. My life is an adventure, and it's not a nasty adventure. It's an interesting one. Okay, talking about the guy walking down the the street, holding his head like that. He was really hurting. He was really hurting. And I parked the car and I walked to him. And when I started to talk, where is the store? I was supposed to find the store, and that's weird. Oh, I drove that much. I was talking, I was trying to find a turn, but I drove half kilometer. So this guy is shoeless. He's like walking in his socks. But the thing is, when I look at him, he has a new shirt, nice shirt, really nice, expensive shirt, and new pants, but not jeans like myself. Oh, no, nice jeans with a crease. And I'm looking, he is well dressed, okay? But when he opened his mouth, missing teeth, and the teeth he had left, like all blacked out, like a cavities, like a stumps. And when he talks, he gives me the feeling he is possessed by some demonic stuff that is like fucking up his mind. That was my impression. And he was kind of not crying, but he was like, he was in distress. When I was starting to talk to him, he was in distress, and he said, "I don't want to go back to jail." Okay, I didn't say anything to him. It was like, maybe he thought I'm approaching him to whatever, to threaten him or something, but, and I talked to him as like, give him some sort of emotional support, and he calms down, and then he takes a phone, a new nice shiny phone out of his pocket, and I'm looking at that's freaking expensive phone, it's a new model. And he said, "Yeah, I just paid $200, $200 for it." And I'm looking, and he said, "Yeah, I know, I'm smart, but I just came out of the jail and I lost my shoes and the cops are, yeah." So he was fucked up, right? And he said he was living on the street, on the tent, like not on the street, like it's like piece of forest in the tent with another guy. And so he said, "You know what? Yeah, I'll show you my phone." And I said, "Yeah, I know about phones. I don't need you to show me the phone." He said, "Yeah, I'll show you. You go to settings, then you go about. This is like a high processor, and I had a Dell Inspiron or something." And he tells me about computer, how he fixed computers, and how he built some sort of a solar panel powered stuff with a wind generator. And I'm thinking, who's this guy? And I said, "If you're that smart, how come you don't have shoes and your zipper is off? Like you did not zip up your pants?" And he said, "Oh, seriously? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." So he zipped up his pants. And how come you don't have shoes and you don't have a job too? And how come you live in a tent? "Yeah, I'm very smart, but I'm an outcast. Everyone avoids me. It's like I'm always an outcast." So I thought to talk, but the cars were right going behind. I was just like at the edge of the sidewalk, and the cars were big trucks. And the thing is, I did not have fear. It was like was weird. When you go to talk to a stranger like that, and when the guy looks like a demonic or some, you might think, this guy might punch me in the face because he's in distress. And but I went there with like an open heart. And the car, like I said, I was sitting. I kept some distance, like about half a meter, But the you just saw an older woman, very agile. The big trucks were like just like a half meter behind me, woo, woo, and I thought I kind of know safe, but I was not having a fear. Anyway, so uh, he started to calm down. He was like talking almost normal, and he wanted to grab my phone number. I said, no, I don't give you my phone number. He said, where you work? So he becomes like a normal person, but I sensed a bit of how to say it's not a good person, a good type of a street type of guy, a street guy who probably did some stupid, got caught, went to jail, and now he's out of jail, but he cannot find a job. Nobody wants to hire him, especially when he start talking. These teeth make you want to stay away from this guy. When you see these stumps, like black stumps, he looks like a guy from the horror movies, just the mouth. But otherwise, he's in a good shape, skinny, tall, looks like a solid, like a good to perform some work. And so I went to a place to get him some shoes and socks. I thought, you know what, if I come back and if I can, if I'll see him again, I'll donate something. So I'm not saying to brag about it. No, I don't give a shit about bragging. But the thing is, yeah, so I got him some socks, and but then I had to go to another store in the meanwhile, and it was getting dark. And then I had to pick up some stuff from a superstore, and now it was like 9 p.m. So that was like 2 hours later, but I still drove that way. And I thought, if I see some sort of a tent area or some place, I'll call his name. He told me his name. I'll call his name, and if he comes out, I'll give him the socks. I could not find shoes, nicer shoes for his nice pants. So that was, like I said, weird stuff. He is dressed up nice socks, everything is nice, but missing shoes. And but before I departed, so I could not find him. But before that, so before I left. He was looking and longing for connecting. I saw that. So he was trying to talk, and he tried to shake my hand, so we shook hands, and I said, you know what? I know you will get better. And he looked at me like, huh. He had a kind of a wonder look. How come someone stopped to give me comfort, right? How come someone? And he actually asked me, why did you stop? Why did you stop? So he saw my car parked across the street. He saw me turning around. Probably he figured that he's not stupid. He figured that I stopped just for him. And I left, and he stopped. He kept looking, and he was longing for emotional love or some sort of a connection. Of course, out of jail, living on the streets, living with some bump guy in the tent, or maybe next tent or something, that's not life. Where is love in the scheme of things? And he waved, I waved, and I said, love from the heart. So that's a story for today. I know the guy will go through some hardship. I might see him in a few days. I'll keep driving the area. Maybe I'll scan for the tent or something. If I see a tent, I'll leave some socks at the tent. Who knows? Maybe for some other bum, some other homeless guy. It doesn't matter. When I bought the socks, they were marked in my mind. These are not my socks. These are socks that have to go. And now I just keep it in the car in case I see that the same guy, or if I see another guy, another homeless guy. Okay, that's for someone like that. And I don't expect anything in return. I don't expect God to see me. I know I know God see that, but I don't need that. I don't need. And I've been through situation when I helped other people, and then not long after I got into some not trouble, but I needed a bit of help, and the help did not come from humans. No, no, no. People were not. We were driving back and forth, driving down the road, and nobody stopped. I needed a ride, or I needed something. I know in a couple of occasions, and I knew. Okay, those are humans in the city. So letting you go is not always good in the city, but for me, it's good. Why? Because I have these opportunities where I could contribute to someone's life, right? So that's why I was saying at the beginning of the video, there are so many different types of people, different personalities. So if you are one type of personality and one type of thinking, and you go into a small town, and if you don't fit there, you have to make sure your fit is like you get hired by a big corporation, and you are not a good fit, and now you need to make yourself fit, but it's against who you are. That's stupid, and you sooner or later you won't be happy because you do something that's not meant for you. So, but when you live in a larger city, if you look at the good side, uh, then you keep seeking until you find a community that matches you, right? Who you are. So, letting you go. Bye bye.